Good morning, dear children. So, today we are going to start the new chapter, that is chapter 8, Comparing Quantities. So, what is the last chapter? Chapter 7, what is the heading of the chapter? Do you remember, children? What is that? Concurrence of triangle, right? So, what are the things you have learned in chapter 7? You have learned about definition of triangles, then you have learned about different types of triangle, different criteria like what is concurrence. You have learned a new term and a new definition of concurrence. What is concurrence? And you have learned about concurrence of line segment, concurrence of angles, then concurrence of triangle, then different criteria SSS, SAS, ASAR, just like that you have learned, and based on that you have done some problems, right? So it was completely a theory based chapter, right? Only very small calculation you have done. Basically, all the problems are based on the definitions, and it is a little bit different chapter, right? So this chapter is full of calculation. So you're going to love this chapter because it's full of calculations, because I know majority you don't like the theory part. You whenever in exam, if I ask definitions, some students will be writing the definition, some you just don't attend that question at all. So this chapter 8 is full of calculations, and it's very interesting chapter. Okay, so please take a rough paper or a rough note and keep on pen with you, so you can note it down. Okay, some small tips or small definitions, just you note it down. It will be easy when you study this chapter. Okay, children. So please do your homework, please read your textbook, and try to attend the classes regularly. Okay, children. So now let's continue this chapter. Okay, so keep your textbook with you. So before going detail about this chapter, let's see some introduction part. Okay. So what is quantities, children? What is quantities? You have learned in your smaller classes different quantities. What are they? Distance, then weight, then time, then money. So like that, you have learned different terms. Do you remember all these things? And you have learned about the measuring units also, you have learned, right? Measuring units you have learned, and different units, bigger units, smaller units. Then you have learned about what is the thing? How to conversion you have learned, and you have learned about different. So here you're going to learn about comparing quantities. So what are the quantities? There are different quantities. Why we are using the quantities, children? We are using the quantities for a measurement. For example, if I'm asking how many kilometers are there from your school to your home, or what is the distance between your school and your home, if I'm asking, so you are using distance, you are using their distance. So you will say 3 kilometers from school to my home, 3 kilometers. Some will be saying 10 kilometers. So this is a measuring the distance. You are using here kilometer. For example, if I am asking length of your scale, you will be saying, some will be saying 15 centimeter, some will be having a long scale, you will be saying 30 centimeter, or like that you will be saying your measurements. And weight, so what is your weight? You will be using what measurement? You will be saying I am 30 kg, and some will be saying I am 50 kg. So it depends upon your weight. So this is the measuring units, right? So this is how we are measuring the quantities. So then liter, so how many liters of water you are bringing? You will be saying I am bringing 1 liter. Some will be saying half a liter. So sometimes when you go to a shop, if you want to buy the milk, you'll be asking 1 liter of milk, like that. So this is a quantity measurement. Time, how you will measure? 1 hour, then you can say hour is there, then minute, then seconds, then you can, time means days, days also it comes under time, then month, year. So all this comes under the time. These are the measuring this is a time, means you are measuring using, you're saying hour, maybe days, months. So this is a quantities. Quantities means what? You're representing or measuring that one. Okay. Then money. So here in India we have rupees and pies. So, and in your smaller classes, based on this measuring units, what are the measuring units? Maybe kilometer or meter or centimeter or liter, milliliter, then hour, minute, second, rupees, pies. You have learned in your smaller classes conversion of bigger unit to smaller unit, then small to big. So you have learned about the definition, formulas, and you know the conversion part. This basic thing you have learned in your smaller classes. In this chapter, you are going to compare the quantities. So you will be all these units like distance, weight, time, money, all these units. You will be learning how to compare them. So main concept in this chapter is regarding ratios. So how we are comparing the units. So if we have the same units only, we can represent by using ratios. So here distance means what is a unit? Kilometer. So weight means what? You will use a unit kilogram. Time means you are using hour or second or minute. So if I am representing 1 kilometer and the second one is 2 kilometers. So here I can compare this by using ratios. Why? Because the both numbers are having same units. Kilometer. Can I compare meter and kilogram? Can I compare meter and kilogram? No. Why? Because two different units. One is meter and another one is kilometer. So it's very important when you compare using equivalent ratios, when you compare the quantities, you have to keep in mind the units should be same, then only you can compare the quantities. Okay, so now you know what is units. Okay, you have learned about quantities. Now you know what is quantities, how by using different methods how we are comparing the quantities. Distance means you are using kilometer, weight means kilogram, time means hour, second, and money means rupees, pies. So these are the things we are using for the quantities. So we will be comparing this. So the next topic was ratio. What is ratio, children? You have all learned about ratio. I think in your smaller classes, little bit introduction you have learned about ratio. Ratio means, for example, uh, how I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain with an example. Okay, take a Ram. Okay, I'm taking a boy Ram, and he is 15 years old. He is 15 years old, and I'm taking his father. Father is 45 years old. Father is 45 years old. Now I'm asking, find the ratio between Ram and his father. Find the ratio between Ram and his father. So I'm using here Ram first. Ram and his father. So ratio means how you will represent by using this dot, right? So I'm going to represent the ratio between Ram and his father. So I have mentioned Ram first. You have to write Ram first. Don't write father first. Okay. So what is ratio of, what is the for sorry, what is the year? How many years old Ram? 15. And ratio means I can use this division symbol also, right? So I final answer I represent in ratio. Father was 45 years old. So both are having what units? Year, right? So I can compare both having the same unit. So I can represent by using ratio. If I'm having different units, it is not possible. So this year get cancelled. Both are same units. So I can cancel it. Now 15 and 45 we can cancel by using 5 table, right? 3 5s are 15 and 9 5s are 45. So again I can cancel, right? 1 3 is 3 and 3 3s are 9. So answer is 1 by 3. So 1 by 3, how I'll represent in ratio? 1 is to 3. How I'll represent? 1 is to 3. Okay, this is how I'll represent. So if I'm asking, find the ratio between father and Ram. Find the ratio between father and Ram means you will be writing father first because I am using father and Ram. So if I am writing Ram and father means, if I am asking find the ratio between Ram and father means I have to write Ram first. So ratio, you will be using this symbol to represent. This symbol means ratio. So just cancel it and 1 by 3 you get 1 by 3 you are getting. So 1 by 3 you have to represent by using the ratio. So only if you have same units. Here also year 15 years, and if you have the same units means only you can use the ratio method. Okay. So what are the introduction part we have seen? So what is quantities, So here we are in this chapter we are going to compare the quantities. And what is ratio now, how to calculate the ratio, now. Then if you have the same units only you can compare the ratio. Okay, now let's see the next part. The next topic is percentage. So what is percentage, children? So example, just I'm saying you're getting 60 percentage. You're getting 60 percentage. So how you will represent that 60 percentage? So 60 percentage means, the meaning is for total 100, okay, the total 100, and you're getting for that 60 percentage of marks. So if I'm writing 60 percentage, how you will be representing in fraction? Total, this is total, okay, total, and this is a mark you have obtained. So 60 percentage of 500. For example, I'm writing 60 percentage of 500. You want to calculate. So here what is the, you got 60 percentage of marks, 60 percentage of total. So this is 500 is total. 500 is total. In that you got 60 percentage. Okay. So 60 percentage of 500 means out of 500, this is total, total is 500 and you got 60 percentage. So you want to do the calculation. You want to find the exact mark. I'm saying the total is 500. The total is for 500. I'm saying that Ram got 60 percentage. So you want to find out for 500 what is the mark he obtained. What is the total he has obtained? You have to find out. So 60 percentage means how you will represent. Out of 100, you got 60% each. Then into the total amount, the total mark, amount or whatever it may be, the total. So here I have written 500 in the question. So 500. So in this, 60 is the percentage. 60 is the percentage. Keep in mind, 60 is the percentage we are representing, and 500 is the total. 500 is the total amount. Okay. Total mark or total amount, whatever it may be, 500 is the total. So here do the calculation. So here 2 zeros, here also 2 zeros. So you can cancel it. Now 6 into 5, 6 5s are 30. And you have one more zero, right? Don't forget this zero. So 300. So for 500, you got 300 marks. So total is 500. You have got 300. So for this only I have said you got 60 percentage of marks. You got 60 percentage. So you know how to calculate now, right? 60 percentage of 500. So the total mark was 500. The final total was 500, and you had obtained, I'm saying you got 60 percentage. So what is the amount obtained? So 300 is the obtained amount. amount or mark. Okay, 300 is the obtained. So 60 is a percentage and 500 is the total amount, and this 300 is a obtained mark or obtained amount or obtained mark. Okay, so 60 percentage of 500 means in 500 you got 60 percentage. Now you want to find out the exact amount, so you will do this method of calculation. Of means what? Of means into. So 60, how you will represent? 60 by 100 into the total amount. Then you do the calculation and find out the value. Okay. So what are the terms we have learned in this chapter? Quantities, and you are going to see the problems related how we are comparing the quantities. Now you know what is ratio, now percentage. You know to calculate the percentage. So based on this only you will be having the problems. This is a basic of this chapter. Okay, so just read your textbook and do and see the exercise problems. Not exercise, example problems. Okay, is it clear now? If you have any doubt in this basic concept, please text me in WhatsApp or attend the Zoom class and you can clarify the doubt, or else please text me. So this is very important because based on this only you are going to do the problems. Okay, is it clear now? Equivalent ratios. So what is equivalent ratio, children? Just I'll read, then I'll explain. Two ratios can be compared by converting them to like fraction. So what is like fraction, children? What is like fraction? If you have the same denominator, so 2 by 5 and 3 by 5 or 10, 10 by 5. These are like fraction. Like fraction means what? You will have the same, you will have same denominator. You will have same denominator, 5. All the denominators are 5. What is unlike fraction? 8 by 2. Then I am writing 9 by 5. These are unlike fraction. You have different denominators. You have different denominators. Okay. So two ratios can be compared by converting them to like fraction. If you have two ratios, okay, you're having two ratios and the two ratios should have the same denominator, or else how you will compare it? First you want to convert that unlike fraction to like fraction. You want to make it to a like fraction, then you want to compare it. Understood? If the two fractions are equal, we say the two given ratios are equivalent. If the two fractions are equal, then we can say that given ratios are equivalent. Okay, so equivalent ratios means we are comparing the ratios, and if it should be a like fraction, if it is not a like fraction, if the two ratios are having different denominators, then first what you want to do, you want to make them to like fraction, then you want to compare it. Okay, so I'll explain this with an example. Okay, so here are the ratios. The first ratio is 1 by 2 and the second one is 2 by 3 are equal, and we want to check whether it is equivalent or not. Okay, so look at here, 1 by 2 how I'll write in fraction, sorry, 1 is to 2 how I'll write in fraction, 1 by 2, and 2 by 3 how I'll be writing in fraction, 2 is to 3 how I'll be writing, 2 by 3. Look at here, can you say whether it is a like fraction or unlike fraction? It is a unlike fraction, right? Because the denominators are different. So what you have to do? You have to make it to like fraction. So cross multiplication method. Do you remember? I think you have chapter 2 fractions. You are detailedly learning about LCM method, cross multiplication, like, unlike fractions. So I don't want to explain that, right? So already you have learned. So here I am going to convert this into like fraction. So we want to check. To check this, we need to know whether 1 by 2 is equal to 2 by 3. Okay. So we have 1 by 2 Now we want to make the denominator same. So with this 3, I'll multiply here, and with this denominator 2, I'll be multiplying this both terms. So 1 by 2 into 3. This 3, okay. This 3 with this 3 only, I multiply. So 1 by 2 into 3, and this 2 into 3. Okay. Then here 2 by 3, right? This 2 by 3 with this 2 I am multiplying. So 2 into 2 and 3 into 2. Multiply 1 into 3, 3. 2 into 3, 6. Then 2 into 2, 4. 3 twos are 6. So you got here, what is the answer? For 1 by 2, you got the answer 3 by 6. For 1 by 2, you got the answer 3 by 6. And for 2 by 3, when you do the calculation, you got the answer 4 by 6. Check. You made it to like fraction, right? You made this as a like fraction. You have the denominator same. So look at here, children. You have the denominator same. We have made into a like fraction. We have made into the like fraction. Look at the denominators are look at the denominators are same. Okay. Now 3 by 6 is greater or 4 by 6 is greater? We are comparing. We want to compare it, right? Equivalent ratios means we want to compare it. So here, therefore, 4 by 6 is greater, right? Which means 2 by 3 is greater. 4 by 6 is the answer of 2 by 3, right? So 2 by 3 is greater. So now you understood how we are comparing the ratios. So this is how we are using here. We are using the cross multiplication. Cross multiplication method already you have learned. So that's why each chapter is it will be connected to the next chapter. So don't leave any chapters, okay, children? So these are the basic topics in this chapter. Then you have the second section also. So first we will complete this introduction part, and based on this we will be seeing some problems. Then we will see the remaining. Okay. This is the first half of the chapter. The remaining things we will be seeing in the next class. So based on this, let's see some problems. So find the ratio of, here you want to find the ratio. Okay, so this is rupees 5 to 50 rupees. So rupees and pies. So whether it is possible to compare this? No. You have different units. One is rupees, then another one is pies. Second unit is pies. So what did I say? If you want to compare the ratios, you have to, it is must to have the two quantities, same unit should be there. So it is rupees and pies. So we cannot compare it. So we want to make the unit same. Okay, to find the ratios, it is compulsory you should have the same units. So to find the ratio, both units should be same. So you all know 1 rupee is equal to 100 pies. 1 rupee is equal to 100 pies. So you have learned about the conversion, right? So you want to convert rupees to pies. So you have learned in your smaller classes, big to small unit. So from rupees, I want to convert it to pies. So rupees is greater or pies is greater, children? Rupees is greater or pies is greater? Rupees is greater, right? So here we are going to convert rupees to pies. In this problem, you are going to convert rupees to pies. So big to small, what you will do? Multiplication, right? Big unit to small unit means you are going to do multiplication. So these are the small tricks you will be learning in your smaller classes, right? So you are going to convert rupees to pies. So you will be multiplying by, 100. Look at here, 5 rupees you are converting into pies. So 5 into 100. So 500 pies. So now we have converted this rupees to pies. Now 500 sorry, 500 pies to 50 pies. Now can you write in ratio? Both are having pies, right? Same unit. So 500 by 50. 500 by 50. We can cancel it, right? 1 0, this 0. So we can cancel by 5. So 1 5 is 5 and 10 5s are 50. So 10 is to 1. 10 by 1 can be written as 10 is to 1. Okay. So here since you are having different unit, one is in rupees and another one is in pies. One is in rupees and another unit is in pies. So that's why we cannot directly write in ratio. So what you have done? You have done here to make the unit same. To make the unit same, we have done here this conversion calculation. Okay. Rupees to pies. So we have changed rupees to pies. Then we have written in ratio. Is it clear, children? So what is one thing you have to keep in mind? When they are asking a question, right, represent using a ratio, you have to check the unit. For example, one is in meter and next one is in centimeter. Whether it is possible to write in ratio? No. Convert meter to centimeter or else convert centimeter to meter. You have to represent the two units. Same unit should be there. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. The next problem. Population of Rajasthan is 570 lakhs. Okay. Population of Rajasthan is 570 lakhs. And population of Uttar Pradesh is 1660 lakhs. Okay. So keep in mind the population of Rajasthan is 570 lakhs and population of Uttar Pradesh is 1660 lakhs. Then area of Rajasthan. Area of Rajasthan is 3 lakhs and area of Uttar Pradesh is 2 lakhs kilometers square. Okay, here first you check the units. Every units are same. So you don't want to do any conversion. All the units are same. Okay. So for the population, both are in lakhs. Then for area of Rajasthan, kilometer square. Here also kilometer square. So they have the same units. Then how many people are there per kilometer square in both the states? First question, you want to find out how many people are there per kilometer square. And second one, which state is less populated? So which state is having less population you have to find out. That is the second question. And first question, how many people are there per kilometer in both the states? So here, first thing, people present per kilometer square. So here the total population is given. What is the total population given? 570. And the total area also given. What is the area of Rajasthan? 3 kilometers. So the total population is given and the total area is given. You want to find out the people present per kilometer. So that means per kilometer means for 1 kilometer what is the population? Okay. For 1 kilometer, around 1 kilometer, what is the population you have to find it. So you know the total population, right? Total population divided by the total area. So 570 divided by 3. So you can cancel it, right? Cancel it or divide 570 if you want. Divide it 570 divided by 3. So 1 3 is 3. 5 minus 3, 2. Bring this 7 down. 9 3s are 27. 9 3s are 27. 0. Bring this 0 down. It's not going right. So 190. So 190. So per kilometer, what is the population? 190. The same way for Uttar Pradesh also. The total population, this is total population divided by the total area. You want to find the population of 1 kilometer. Okay. But in the question, they have given the total population and the total area. So, the total population divided by the total area you will be getting for 1 kilometer. What is an, how many, what is the population for 1 kilometer, we'll get the answer. Okay, so 830 people. So which state is less populated? Which state is less populated, children? Rajasthan or Uttar Pradesh? Which state is having less population? 190 is a less number, right? So Rajasthan is the less populated. Less populated state is Rajasthan from this question. Understood? So here the total population as well as the total area is given. You want to find the population for 1 kilometer. So it is very easy, right? Population divided by the total area. So you will be getting the population of 1 kilometer. The second question, from that compare. Which state is having less population? So which answer is having smaller values, that is less populated. Okay. Here just a little bit twisted. You want to understand it and you want to write it. Okay. Next question. Percentage. Another way of comparing quantities. Just I explained, right? Again, I have given an introduction about percentage, right? Percentage is another way of comparing the quantities. Like I said, 60 percentage of marks for 500. The total was 500. Okay, the total marks was 500, and your mommy is saying that he got 60 percentage of marks. So you need to find what is the mark obtained for 500. For 500, what is the mark you obtained? So how you will be finding, just as that 60 percentage means 60 percentage for 100, 60 percentage. So 60 by 100 into the total amount or total value or total mark, whatever it may be, into the total. Okay. So percentage are numerator of fractions with denominator 100. So 60 percentage means how I'll represent the fraction 60 by 100. So here, which is the numerator part? 60 is the numerator part and denominator part is the 100, and have been used in comparing result. Mainly we are using this percentage for what, children? For comparing the result. In your result, you'll be saying he scored for in 10th standard 95 percentage. He scored in 12th standard 85 percentage. So mainly we are using this percentage to represent the marks. For other things also we are using the percentage, but mainly we are using for the marks. We'll say 95 percentage of population. In a northern state there is 85 percentage of rainfall. So from the total, they are like, they are calculating and they are finding the percentage and they are saying it. Okay, so when you do the same method of calculation, you can find out the amount of rainfall. Like this, these are the simple sums mainly we are using for representing the results, quantities. Then for a common, like, no, you don't want to say the total, but you want to say the about estimate, you want to say, means you will be using the percentage, 82 percentage. Then like that we'll be representing to say the result. Mainly we are using this percentage to say the result. So exercise problem, convert the given fractional numbers to percentage. So you want to convert the fractional numbers to percentage. So here 1 by 8 is a fractional number. You want to convert into percentage. So 1 by 8, you want to convert into percentage. So you will be multiplying by 100. 1 by 8 into 100. 1 by 8 into 100. So you can cancel it by 2 table. 4 2s are 8. 5 2s are 10. You can again cancel by 2. 2 2s are 4. Again this one 2 2s are 4. 1 balance, of 5 2s are 7. Now 25 divided by 2. 25 divided by 2. Divide it, 1 2 is 2. 2 minus 2 0. Bring this 5 down. 2 2s are 4. 5 minus 4 1. So again no number. So we'll put one decimal point and we'll be adding here 0. So 5 2s are 10. So 12.5. 12.5 percentage. So how you will be converting fraction to decimal? You will be multiplying the given fraction by 100. Keep in mind, you are going to convert the fraction to percentage. So what you will do? You will be multiplying by 100. The given fraction will be multiplied by 100. Then cancel it and write down the answer. 3 by 40. Convert it into percentage. 3 by 40 into 100. Cancel it and write down the answer. You are getting 7.5 percentage. Here, convert the given decimal fraction to percentage. You want to convert the given decimal fraction to percentage. Okay. So in this question, you are having a decimal value, right? What is the decimal value? 0.65. So here, after the decimal point, 0.65. Okay. So here after the decimal point, how many numbers are there, children? Two numbers, right? After the decimal point, you are having here two numbers. So remove the decimal number and write 65 divided by 100. Because after the decimal point, you are having here two numbers. So you are dividing by 100 into 100 percentage. Into 100 percentage. Cancel it. These two zeros get cancelled. These two zeros get cancelled. The remaining is 65 into 1, 65. So 65%. For example, you are having the value 1.65. 652. Okay, 1.652. So how you will convert this decimal value to percentage? So remove the decimal point and write 1652. Here after the decimal point, how many numbers are there, children? Count it. 1, 2, 3. So you will be dividing by 1000. For removing the decimal value, you will be dividing by, here you are having 1.652. So you are removing the decimal value and you are writing the number 1652. Now we are dividing by 1000. So when you cancel it, you will be getting the same value. Okay, we are not changing the value. So when I divide this 1652 by 1000, I'll be getting the answer 1.652. So I'm just writing this decimal value in form of fraction. That's all. Okay. So why I'm writing here 1000? Because after the decimal point, I'm having here 3 digits. So I'm dividing by 1000 into 100 percentage. Into 100 percentage. Now cancel it and write down the answer. Okay, now understood. Now can you understand how we are writing this term? Okay, is it clear now? Okay, so this is how we will be writing the fraction. Now let's see the next. So find 50 percentage of 250. Just I have explained before. 50 percentage of 250. 250 is a total. You got 50 percentage of that one. 250 is the total amount and 15%. What is the value? 15 percentage of 250. So total is 250. You want to find the 15 percentage of 250. Okay. So 15 percentage means 15 by 100 into the total value. This is the total value and this is the percentage. Now we want to find the obtained value. Obtained value you want to find out. Okay. So 15 percentage of 250. So 15 by 100 into 250. Cancel it. 1 0. This 1 0 we have cancelled. Then 10 we can divide by 5. 2 5s are 10. 5 5s are 25. So 15 into 5, 75. Right? 75 divided by 2. Divide it and write down the answer. So what is 15 percentage of 250? 37.5. What is the value? 15 percentage of 250. For example, I am saying 20 percentage of 250. 20 percentage of 250. So total amount is 250. So what is the 20 percentage of 250? You want to find out the value of 20 percentage. So 20 by 100 into 250. So 15 percentage of 250 is 37.5. Is it clear, children? Now you know to find out the value, right? Next one, find the whole quantity. Find the whole quantity if 5% of it. 5% of it is 600. Okay. 5% of it is 600. Till now what we have learned? 15% of 250. What is the meaning of that? Total amount is given, right? In that the total amount, the previous example was total amount is given and this is a percentage given. We want to find the obtained value. But in this question, 5% percentage is given. It is a total. We don't know the total. Total is unknown. Okay. 5% of it. So 5% of some value, some total value. We don't know that value. But the answer, the obtained value, the 600 is the obtained value is given in the question. So do you understand the difference between the question? In the previous question, 15% of the total value is given. We want to find out the obtained value only we need to find out. Okay, obtained value we need to find out. But in this question, what is given? The percentage is given, the total amount. This total amount we need to find out. The obtained value is given. So 5% we can represent by 5 by 100 into x. Into x. It means we don't know. We don't know the value. So we are taking as a variable x is equal to 600. 600 is the answer given. Okay. Now understood how we are writing this term? 5%. 5% means 5 by 100 of it. This it we don't know. So we are representing by using any variable. Here I am using a variable x is equal to the obtained value 600. Okay. Now x is equal to, now equation method, x is equal to, here you have a variable term, sorry, this is a constant term, this is a variable term and this is a constant. So bring all the constant term one side, already 600 is in the right hand side. So bring this 5 by 100 to the right hand side. So you will write that in a reciprocal method. You will write that in a, we are bringing from left hand side to right hand side. So we will write in a reciprocal method. So 5 comes in the denominator. Can you cancel? By using 5 table, we can cancel it, right? So 1 5 is 5, 2 5s are 10, and remaining 1 0, 20. So now 600 into 20. 6 into 2, 6 2s are 12. Then remaining how many zeros? 1, 2, 3. The 3 zeros. So you got 12,000. So what is the total amount? This is a total amount, right? This is a total amount. Now understood the difference between the two questions. The previous example was percentage is given and total amount is given. You want to find the obtained value. So in this problem, percentage is given and obtained value is given. You want to find the total amount. Now understood how we are doing the calculation? Okay, so basic things we have learned today. What are the basic things we have learned? We have learned about the definition of comparing quantities. What is quantities? How we are comparing? We have seen. Then ratios, then equivalent ratios and percentage. And all based on that concepts, some examples we have learned. Okay. The remaining topics we'll be learning in the next section. Okay. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.